Tell them about your guitar. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, the guitar. Well, we played and we sang, Kelsey and Rick and Dan and myself, and it was kind of cool because we got to see them do their thing, and then we got to go up for a little bit and do some songs, and apparently they haven't seen a lot of people play guitar before, because the next day
was a Hollywood
when we're having our program and we're
Ben
all
walks
introducing
by and the
ourselves.
girls do this.
Ben needs to take some Sharpies next time and start signing some.
Yeah, celebrity status,
Mhm.
I guess. But no, it was a lot of fun, and it was cool to see the contrast between their culture a little bit and ours in that regard, because that's what we do here is do the music, and then to see how spiritual they are, and I mean how intense, I guess, for lack of a better word, or like the way we would consider it. I mean, that they get really super into it, and it's really cool to see.
I don't think they ever thought about that guitar. That anyone ever thought that it was going to be given to them. That was a
Probably
treat.
not. Probably didn't
No,
expect
because
that.
you played it and then you took it home and you're back, back at the hotel. And then the second week, I think that boy was
Right, we had to give it away.
absolutely in shock.
That's what struck me, like, while we were over there, not only with church, but, like, with school also, is that here in the United States, like, a lot of our friends when we were in school, in high school, and before that, is they consider that to be a chore, and that's laborsome, and that's a hassle, and, I have to go to school and I have to sit through it. Where there, I mean, that's a break. You look forward to that, because you're not working, you're not packing water all day, on your head, 2 miles, back and forth. And if you get to go to church, that's your day of rest. So, I mean, you see that as a relief, not as something that you have to go do on Sunday morning. So they look forward to it.
Ben and Rick and Kelsey were singing, and there was a little boy behind us who was doing a little dance that Rick's going to show you right now, because he's got it down pat.
Oh.
Come on, Rick.
Come on, you have to.
You have
Kelsey,
to.
sing
I don't have
it.
any
So Rick,
music.
sing it, Kelsey.
Oh no, nippa, nippa, ha ha ha.
His
You
silence.
kind of have the swagger.
No, nippa, no.
Don't. Yeah.
He's up to his knees.
The whole time he's grooving.
Oh, it was awesome.
Well, I think, Tracy, that you should tell everyone about the bathroom facilities. Or lack of thereof.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Evans, on the break between the
First day
two,
we're there, second day.
our second day there is in between the two church services. And we went to Lips Cafe for lunch. And Evans told us girls that he was going to take us to the better bathroom. And so we had to walk 3 blocks down the street, and then another 2 blocks down dirt little path, and
It's hot.
Someone's backyard.
yeah, it was very,
Just a
very
fence,
strange.
It was
Yeah,
a special bathroom.
yeah, and there was a bathroom, and it was this little tiny building. It had a little hole in the ground and was wet, smelled horrible. And I just instantly started crying.
We just turned around and Tracy and her eyes
when
were
we
so
did
full of
photos.
water.
Yeah, I
That was
needed
her
to go
moment.
home.
At this point, we hadn't figured out that you have to ration your water throughout the day, so you don't have to pee till you're back at the hotel and have a seat. Which you don't know is such a luxury until you have pants on and you have no wall to brace yourself on. It was
It's
hard.
dark. Ugh.
And dark. Yes, you shut the door and it's like
You
It's
make
the
the wrong
smell.
step
That
and
smell.
it's over.
Yeah.
step and Kim's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So did anybody actually use?
but
Me and
Kelsey,
Irene
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, we did.
I held it for 3 days.
Yeah, then Kelsey was videotaping it. She actually
Not
stood
anyone.
inside, and then I just stuck my camera. I didn't go in and took a photo, and then on Kelsey's
Tail
tape,
end of the video, you hear. It'll work. Well, this is what we just tried to. Whoa, peeing. It smells like. I can't even describe what it smells like.
This is the nice bathroom. This is the nice one. This was the Trump Tower of
Not so
bathrooms.
good.
But that was what there was everywhere.
That was,
Yeah.
I think, one of the first, we're not in Kansas anymore moments.
Yes.
That it was like,
That
all right,
was-
well, we're going to embrace it and just drink water
That was
differently.
That was you, Kels.
Or not.
What is it? We're on a mission
I-
trail. We're gonna,
Kim wanted to punch
till
me.
she had, yeah, I was like, yeah. Zip
Not
it,
how
sister.
it shut up. Yeah.
Till she was car sick. Then we got it back.
Yeah.
And another big adjustment was the food. Although
Was
I
an
thought it was,
adjustment for you.
I thought it was
Yeah.
perfectly good.
I know, I
followed
Blaine
back.
thought it was
Even
perfectly good. And
Kelsey,
Kelsey
you
thought
were
it was
very
good
Yeah, you were.
cuisine.
Thank you.
For a weak stomach, you really did try.
Once I found curried vegetables,
Yeah.
Nice.
but as long as you're talking, why don't you talk about your health clinics? Because I thought it was still amazing how little AIDS knowledge they had, even though this has been around for what, 20, almost 30 years?
Almost 30.
And addressing the multiple
And-
partners.
Yeah, and where it all started in Africa and how many millions of people are infected, and there's still,
Not.
to me, I was blown away by their lack of education.
Well, I really didn't know what they knew or what they had available or any of that, and Jeffrey helped with that. But, yeah,
I liked how the men were listening when you made some points about, what they needed to do, what their role is, because they kind of are always off in the distance, and the women are eagerly getting the knowledge, but it was nice that you were making some good points to their role in
Prevention.
that, and that they were there listening.
and then at the clinic, everyone we tested in those few days I was there was negative, so that was
Yay!
good.
They loved you at that clinic.
Who brought the toothbrushes? Was it you?
Kim, I did.
I was blown away at the fact that no one brushes their teeth.
Mm-mm.
No one.
But their teeth, well, it could
They're
be
not
the
all
shading
bad.
of the color
Yeah.
scheme, but they were white.
Right,
I
but do
know,
you remember,
but
like, when we were
nobody
sitting out
brushes.
in the taxi, like, in front of, that new, restroom?
Oh, huh?
All those neighboring kids come into the car to look at us. They'd smile, those bright white teeth that were like covered in black.
Black.
Kelsey gave a great
Black.
demonstration on how to brush your
Yep.
teeth,
Yes.
which really is
Good
important
practice.
because,
Tell that to Dr. Hewitt, because I don't
Yeah.
think he'll believe me.
yeah,
did it
and Marysville,
twice. I
Dr.
did.
DeYoung in Marysville gave us all that stuff, and he gave us a lot.
Again, that's something that, nobody
Sure.
thought of before this team went this year. It was a great additional resource for the
I think
group.
Tracy and I struggled with what exactly our role was going to be. We're not a veterinarian, we're not a nurse. They
We don't
really don't want us to sing. So, you kind of have to, hell, I tried, but people wouldn't let me.
Yeah, well, we
I
really
tried.
didn't. There's
It
a
was
reason.
hard in the beginning.
Oh,
You
my
always have
mic's
to
not on.
create your own. There's a lot of things to be done, but it's very. You want to go there you want to bring something there.
Something concrete.
Yeah, something, not just giving out, but something that you can actually teach. But once you go, you realize that you really you can't bring anything that isn't needed.
Right.
Or isn't of use or appreciated or even teaching them. Tell them about Bernard and then I'll tell the ticket.
So Bernard is a kid that was presented to us last year for the first time. He's about 10 or 11 years old and has been severely burned on the back of one of his legs, his right leg, from falling into a fire pit as a youngster. And as a result of those severe burns, he's got some pretty thick scar tissue on the back of his knee, which prevents him from fully extending his leg. So Kim worked with him quite a bit this year, and we've got some more detailed photos of his burns and are hoping to find some help for him and bring him back to the United States for surgery. So we're working on that, but Kim worked with him in the classroom and just found that he's a delightful young man.
Very smart, very, very smart. But I had the pleasure of trying to teach. They wanted us to teach. And I had told them, I am not a teacher. You picked the wrong one. But, you know, they don't take no for an answer. So he was by himself in a room. He's standard 4, so 4th grade. He was alone. He was the only person in that grade because the rest of the children couldn't afford the tuition to come to school. So it was a large room. It was him and it was me. And so he was a little shy, for lack of better words, very shy. So the teacher was there and wanted me to teach him. We started with multiplication and stuff, and you know, you can just tell he's overwhelmed, although he's trying to give me the answers and he's trying to, you know, do anything that I, you know, want him to do. But finally I just decided that I was going to try to take a strategic approach, and I just taught him. I just sat next to him on his little pew. They don't have desks, they have a little bench, and you're in the dirt, and I taught him how to play tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, that was one of my highlight experiences when we got out of that one preschool. No, that was a grade school, primary school, and it was you and Dan, Rick, and myself, and we got out of the car, and 100 yards away are probably 150 kids playing in the field, playing soccer, and they see us get out of the car, and they just start mobbing
Like a
towards
herd,
us.
like a herd racing
Surrounded
across
us, yeah. I mean, we get spread out. I thought they were going to take us out.
All
They're
in
going
the
to go
blue.
and want to say hello and how are you, and I mean, just to see you is like a big deal to them.
They don't see many Mizungus.
That's what I was
Yeah.
People sure treated us well. I was thinking about that, how, you know, 7, I mean, we're darn near the only white people there, pretty much.
I think it was 4 days till we saw another
A
white
white
person.
person.
That Steve guy at the
But
hotel.
they were so kind. I never once did I ever feel remotely in any sort of danger. I mean, people were so just, you know, Obama. And, you know, and shaking your hand. But I felt, you know, I wonder sometimes how if 7 Kenyans came over,
If we would
It
treat
would
them
be
the
how
same.
we would treat them. And I don't usually like
Come into my
the
house.
decision that I come up
Right.
to
Welcome.
as much. They were so generous and so, you know,
Helpful, welcoming.
helpful. Yeah, never on the streets were they rude.
Irene was a great roommate to have, by the way. I just would like to say that for the record. I'm glad she was mine.
She took good. You were in
She
good
did.
hands.
I wasn't
You were
there, so
out.
I
A
really-
good roommate too, Kelsey.
Oh, good. Did you hear that, Mom?
Yeah.
Irene, was Kelsey clean and organized?
You aren't in this.
She could put a mean French parade in no time.
I love Kelsey.
Look what Kelsey did.
Yeah.
I did not heed Kathy Beauchamp's warning. She said a jar of peanut butter will save your life in the country you've never been to. And I thought about it, and I didn't grab one. And then Kim, like the second day, I would die for some peanut butter right now.
Anita's skirts were a hit.
They
Oh
were.
my goodness, they were a hit. And just so easy to pack and lightweight.
Lightweight, yeah.
That was fabulous.
There could have been some knockdown, drag out
Oh,
fights over
it
those
could have been
skirts.
ugly. I mean, I was even picking them up going, sure would be more comfortable than what I got
Well,
going
if
on.
I remember right, you wore one of them one day.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, to church.
I wear it. But I gave it away.
I know.
I didn't give it away like Kelsey, just take it off with my shorts underneath and hand it.
Take it.
How many balloons do you think you blew up that day?
Oh, so too many.
I'm thinking
Too many.
100. I think we blew up. You
was
blew
a
up
lot.
100, and I
There was
know
like
that
8 or
it
games of
hurt.
red light, green light while you guys did that. So it took a long, I mean, you must have been cranking them out because
Oh, I
it was
know
red light,
about-
green light.
I bought 70 at that mall that one day and brought those, and then Dee threw another bunch in there, so it probably was
all of
close to
them were
100.
gone. Apparently, I know how to make drafts now. And a snake isn't so hard. Whoa, it's all not in there. You want to have dress? Great.
They all got one though. I think
Oh, yeah.
everybody. We taught a lot though. I feel like like we touched a lot of lives, one way or another.
And they touched ours